I say unto Waris Shah, today I implore Waris Shah to speak up from his grave and turn over a page of the book of love. Today is Amrita Pritam is referring that at the time of partition, after partition condition. So today I implore Waris Shah to witness the horrors of partition that the people of Punjab is witnessing. So Amrita Pritam is imploring Waris Shah, invoking him, saying that please come up from your grave and turn over a page of the book of love. So you write love story. You have written the famous love tragedy called Ranjha. So, and that book was loved by every inhabitants of Punjab. So now, today, I implore you, I request you to come up from your grave as you are not anymore living. So come up from your grave and turn over a few pages and write something about love so that the people of Punjab get to know the value of love. People of Punjab had previously shown respect to your book, Ranjha. Then, when a daughter of the fabled Punjab wept, he gave tongue to her silent grief. So, when a daughter of the fabled Punjab, so this daughter is Heer. Heer Ranjha, as I've already mentioned, Heer Ranjha is a famous book by Waris Shah. So, when this protagonist, this heroine of the book, Heer, she wept, maybe in popular myths or stories, uh, or it can also be a realistic story based on real life. So when a single daughter of Punjab, like Heer, cried, you gave tongue to her silent grief. That means when a single girl of Punjab, Heer, cried, you wrote an entire book on her suffering. How she suffered, you wrote an entire book and spread it all over the Punjab. Today, a million daughters weep, but where is Waris Shah to give voice to their woes? So, therefore, the poet is referring to Waris Shah's book, Ranjha, and this was based on a girl's suffering, her woes. But today, at the time of partition, millions of daughters are weeping, they are crying, they are leaving their homes behind and immigrating towards an uncertainty where there is no surety, there is no certainty about their future. So, how it feels to a person who is living, who is abandoning, who abandons his or her own home and goes to another place in an unknown place, because the languages of the Punjab regional and the Punjab of India today and other parts of India, they are totally different. The people who migrated from Punjab to India basically spoke a variety of languages, including Punjabi, Urdu, Pushto, and many other kinds of languages, which are fundamentally different from Hindi or say uh, other languages of Hindustani people. So when a single girl of Punjab cried, you gave expression to her suffering and wrote an entire book. But where are you today? Why don't you come up from your grave and write a book about the suffering of the millions of daughters of Punjab? Arise, O friend of the distressed. So Waris Shah is the friend of the distressed. Why? Because he was distressed, and for he wrote an entire book, and the book was loved by everyone. So see the plight of your Punjab, Waris Shah's Punjab. Plight means condition, the predicament, what is going on. the situation, the current situation of Punjab. Because Punjab, as I've already said, Punjab was severely affected by partition. So corpses he strewn in the pastures, and the chinab has turned crimson. So what is the plight of your Punjab? Here, just notice that corpses he strewn. He means he actually is referring to Punjab. So Punjab is being personified here. He refers to Punjab. So Punjab has scattered corpses, means dead bodies, into the pastures. So pastures where plants are supposed to be grown, their corpses are for lying. And the Chenab, one of the five rivers of Punjab. So Punjab, the name Punjab, if we go for the etymology of the word Punjab, Punjab means the country of five rivers. So Chenab is one of those five rivers which has turned into crimson. Crimson means red in color. So red in color, why? Because of the blood of the people of Punjab. So corpses he scattered into the pastures, and the Chenab has turned into crimson because of blood. Someone has poured poison into the waters of the five rivers, and these waters are now irrigating the land with poison. So someone, we can refer to here the British or anyone we say who were supporting the partition. So someone has poured poison into the waters of the five rivers, as if the situation that present Punjab witnessing is like someone has poisoned the waters of the five rivers, and therefore these waters are now irrigating the land with poison. Because now the lands, pastures do not grow plants, do not grow uh, grains, rather they grow dead bodies, they grow hatred among people. So the waters are now irrigating, these waters are irrigating the land, the agricultural lands with poison. That is why people are influenced, they feeling, they are being filled with hatred for each other. The Hindus and the Muslims, the Sikhs, everyone is filled with hatred for other. So in this fertile land, once Punjab used to be the fertile land, most of the uh, one of the leading states even today, where a huge amount of grains are every year produced. So this fertile land have sprouted countless poisonous saplings. So the lands which was supposed to produce crops and grains, they are now sprouted with countless poisonous saplings, little plants which are poisonous. Scarlet-red has turned the horizon, and the sky has flown the cars. So the scars is evident even in the horizon. The color of blood is evident in the horizon. The corpses that are being cultivated have become poisonous. These are all, just remind, these are all metaphors. They are not directly, I mean, Amrita Pritam does not say that in reality these plants have become poisonous. Actually, this is a metaphorical poison which have entered, which are inflicted the minds of the people of Punjab. They are now inflicted with hatred for each other. For example, if a Sikh sees a Muslim, he kills him, and the vice versa. So this is the condition of present Punjab after the partition. So the wind has also become poisonous. So if you just go through the history of partition, there had been many riots at the time of partition. Innocent people were killed, millions of innocent people were killed during the riots. And in a riot, no one, notices well, no one recognizes and kills. That doesn't happen in a riot. You kill anyone who falls before you, who comes before you, if they are not of your community. So this is the motto of any riot. So this fertile land have sprouted countless poisonous saplings. Scarlet-red has turned the horizon, and the sky high has flown the curse. The poisonous wind, this is also a metaphorical expression, that passes through every forest has changed the bamboo shoots into cobras. So the wind is also poisonous, and that is why the bamboo shoots, the saplings of bamboo, they have also become, they are cobras. So poison is obviously associated with cobras, snakes. So these are the passing metaphors about the foreign influence. Well, the influences that the people of Punjab, how they were being misdirected, how the people of Punjab were misdirected by a few political leaders, how a particular community was misdirected. They were filled with hatred for the other, this otherness. There was no otherness at the time of Waris Shah. That is why the poet is referring again and again to Waris Shah, that she wants that state, that time when Waris Shah had the power to bind into unity the entire state, the entire nation. Punjab is so much is a big state. At the time, Punjab was so big. So Waris Shah had the power to sympathize with a single girl, and that single girl, the saga of a single girl who cried, whose sufferings is widely spread in the entire Punjab and India as well. So that person is badly required at this moment, at this time of partition, because he has the power to unite all the Punjabis, the inhabitants of Punjab. So because now the antagonists have become powerful, they have the power to inflict hatred among the people of Punjab. Well, so the bamboo shoots the bamboo shoots have been converted into cobras. This is also a metaphorical expression. So they obviously they are not literally transferred into cobras. The cobras mesmerize the gullible people and beat them again and again. This is the image how the people of Punjab, of a particular community, were being filled with hatred for the against the other community. So the cobras mesmerized the gullible. Gullible means who is very uh, what should I say? This very gullible, who can easily be influenced, who can easily be misdirected. So that is gullible. So gullible people of Punjab were being misdirected. They were filled with hatred. So in no time, the limbs of Punjab. So if a snake bites on your leg again and again, that will be bluish colored because with poison. So this that image the poetess here tries to construct. So the limbs of Punjab turned bluish. Why bluish? With the poison. The songs vanished from the streets, and the thread of the spinning wheel snapped. So the songs that how people before partition, how people of from every community lived together, they used to merrymaking and other things, used to sing and used to merrymaking at the same time. This all these things vanished from the streets, and the thread of the spinning wheel snapped. This spinning wheel is also a metaphor of rural life. So spinning wheel, if you can remember the spinning wheel of Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. So this is also a metaphor for the rural development. So the yes, Punjab is a rural country, agriculture based country, state. So this rural spinning wheel, which are held by the women of the Punjabi women, that also vanished from the scene. The girls fled the trinjan screaming, and the resounding whirr of the spinning wheel stopped. So the girls, the women, the Punjabi women who used to sing and gossip in the trinjan. Trinjan is actually collectively the collective place of Punjabi women. When a group of Punjabi women sit together and work and talk and sing, that is called trinjan. So a collective group of Punjabi women. So this trinjan, so women, the girls fled the trinjan screaming, and the resounding whirr of the spinning wheel. So this spinning wheel also stopped because they had to flee from the land. Ludden let go to boats along with the wedding beds. So here the poet is referring to the newly married couples. They had to also flee from the state because of the increasing riots. Because if you stay there, your life is in stake. No one could have dared to stay there, as everyone from the Sikh and Hindu community were leaving Punjab. I mean, the Punjab occupied by Pakistan, that fall into the map of Pakistan, that Punjab. But basically, if we see history, Lahore was the city of Lahore was basically the majority of people lived in Lahore were either Hindus or Sikhs. But now Lahore is in Pakistan. So when the map was drawn, the map people who drawn the map, they did not care about who is living where and how many people has to be dislocated. These things they did not consider. They only just randomly drawn a line and said that this is India and this is Pakistan. So they did not care where the majority of what are the majority of people where they are living. Either Lahore is Muslim majority area or a Hindu majority area. They did not care about that. So they just drawn a line and say this is India, this is Pakistan. So if you are, but as followed by instinct, instinct as everyone at the time followed, as Muhammad Ali Jinnah and other leaders, they demanded for the separate country. So Muslim was basically the Pakistan was basically Muslim country. That is why they had to leave. The Hindus and the Sikhs, majority of them living there, had to leave the place they lived for generations. Now, so the swing has snapped along with the strong branch of the tree. The swing is referred to the swing that is where children used to play. So the swing has snapped along with the strong branch of the tree. The flute through which blew the breath of love. So the flute is no more there. People no more use this musical instrument to spread the word of love. Rather, this flute is replaced by weapons. Weapons fire to destroy each other. So this the flute through which blew the breath of love got lost in the bewilderment. Bewilderment refers to here the riots, riot-stricken country. And the brothers of Ranjha. Brothers of Ranjha means every Punjabi people. They have forgotten the art of handling this instrument. They have forgotten to speak of love. This flute actually refers to the brotherhood, the strain of love they had shared together. So this flute, this instrument, the brothers of Ranjha, the people of Punjab, have forgotten. So blood rained on the earth, on Punjab. It seeped through the graves. The blood they fall from heaven like bloods, and the blood seeped through the graves. The princess of the valley, called Love, now weep in graveyards. So the princess of the valley called Love means where once in a time love used to prevail among all kinds of people. Now this muse of love, This goddess of love is weeping in graveyards. All the villains now move about as thieves of love and beauty. So the villains now move about the country. They are spreading the riot. Now move about and thieves of love and beauty. They have the love and beauty of the country of Punjab is robbed by these thieves, by these vile, corrupt politicians. Where shall we seek another Waris Shah? So now is the high time that we need a man like Waris Shah who can unite the every community of Punjab people. So today I implore Waris Shah to speak up from his grave and turn over a page of the book of love. So as he had written he Ranjha, so that was a book of love. Similarly, Amrita Pritam is requesting him to come out from his grave and write another new book by which the people of Punjab will be reminded of their earlier brotherhood and they will no more fight like dogs in the post partition time. So, overall, the poem is, as I've already said, it's a dirge, a poem dedicated to Waris Shah. It is an ode calling him because the poet wants his presence at this moment because Amrita Pritam is not able to unite the people of Punjab. He is not able to spread love among the people of Punjab. That is why she thinks it is only Waris Shah who can spread the word of love, who can bind the entire state into one thread by his writing because he had done so previously. That is why she wants his presence. So obviously the condition of post-partition India as well as Pakistan was not so good. It was devastated, both the sides of the continent, Indian subcontinent. So both sides were destroyed, both sides were horrified, both sides were ruined. Most importantly, people, more than 2 million people died during this Holocaust. And the majority were from Punjab, the undivided Punjab before the partition.